Dominica to significantly reduce its food import bill within 5 years. The DSC hosts its first Science Week, and Dominica welcomes its last inaugural cruise ship call for the tourist season. Welcome to this edition of National Focus. I'm Nisha Charles.
And I'm Kerdisha. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after this.
Wash your hands. I am Adora Tuse, health educator from the Ministry of Health. Proper hand washing protects against the spread of many common illnesses and germs. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or you may use a hand sanitizer. Remember, clean hands save lives. Protect yourself.
A message from the Health Promotion of the Ministry of Health.
Thanks for staying with us. Director of Agriculture Ricky Brumant is hoping that within the next 5 years, Dominica can significantly reduce the amount of food that it imports. He says with the local production of white potatoes, onion and red beans, that goal can be achieved. He was speaking at the graduation ceremony of 30 farmers in an Irish potato farmers field school last Friday.
We help put that money in our families' pockets. We help put that money into your pocket. We help put that money into the country. I always say that some of the things we bring into this country, we get it from countries that do not really need our money. When we import potatoes from France, I don't think France needs $2 million a year from this country. When we import probably $1 million worth of grapes from California and Florida and France again, I really don't believe that these people need our money. I think we need our money in this country. And so our vision is to ensure with your help, with farmers like you, with women like you, with men like you, with children like ours in the back, we are going to change these things around. And we are going to bring our vision to light. We are going to ensure that we have the evidence to show everybody in this country and to show everybody in this world.
Agriculture and fishing remain pillars of the Dominican economy. So says the Honorable Parliamentary Representative of the Paybush constituency, Rosalind Paul, at a graduation ceremony of potato farmers last Friday.
These have been the pillars for our livelihoods, the pillars for employment in this area, for earning income, for supporting our families, for the education of our children. We know that most of our children were able to go to school because of agriculture. For the quality of life that we enjoy, for even our social life, our entertainment, our companionship.
The Honorable Parliamentary Representative says even with the challenges in the agricultural sector, it is important to do all we can as a country to sustain the industry.
Agriculture and fishing are critical to food security. People must eat. We cannot go hungry. We must feed ourselves. In our country, I am certain we have been able to feed our people. And so we can never negate the importance of agriculture to Dominica. Dominica, without agriculture, we can't have a Dominica.
In more news, the Dominica State College is this week hosting its first ever Science Week. Activities will run from April 13th to 18th to explore the possibilities of science under the theme Science, Vast Opportunities. The week of activities commenced with an opening ceremony and career day at the DSC auditorium. The occasion was officially opened by college bursar Catherine Abraham on behalf of the DSC president. Abraham says the initiative is visionary and hopes that the introduction of this project, students' interest in the sciences will increase.
The lineup activities chosen for this week will broaden our students' perspectives, provide them with much needed guidance for their future career paths, and enlighten them on the limitless possibilities that DSC education opens them to.
The students were challenged to create solutions that could be used nationally and even regionally.
Start right here in Dominica. See what affects us most: agriculture, health, renewable energy, sustainable communities. The CSF, Caribbean Science Foundation, has effectively highlighted how stimulating education, innovation, and entrepreneurship in science and engineering can be promoted to help diversify the economies of the Caribbean. Science and technology-based entrepreneurship, therefore, is critical to the economic development of the region and so could have a direct bearing on our region's future success.
Carlin Richards, head of natural sciences at the State College, is encouraged that students are showing interest and are enthusiastic about the initiative.
We have students who were always wanting to make a bomb when they come to school. We want to make a bomb. Now we have a young group using cornmeal and corn flour to make a bomb on Thursday. So they are excited about that, quite excited. And we have focused their energies on something safer than the nuclear bomb and so on. So we are trying to show them how they can utilize, ordinary products.
On Tuesday, students will have an opportunity to learn more about the lupus disease from members of the Lupus Foundation of Dominica. On Wednesday, students will be introduced to skills on writing an effective curriculum vitae and job application. Students will have an opportunity on Thursday to showcase their creativity with a display of their science projects. An awards ceremony will be held on Friday, and on Saturday, the week of activities will culminate with a Green Gala at the Arawak House of Culture. Richards explained that Green Gala is about using renewable resources effectively. She says all are welcome to view the students' ingenuity.
We have invited the schools, the primary and secondary schools. We are inviting schools to come with their teachers, come as groups. It is on the Ministry of Education website, and we hope that they'll look at and they'll come in and share with us this experience.
The DSC has plans to make Science Week an annual event.
The final cruise ship to make its inaugural call for Dominica's 2014-2015 cruise season touched shore on Saturday, April 11th. Bringing over 3,000 visitors to the island, the MV MSC Musica was treated to a musical welcome at the Woodbridge Bay port. The captain and crew were welcomed to the island by Director of Tourism and the CEO of Discover Dominica Authority, Colin Piper, Her Worship the Mayor of Roseau, Irene John, the ship's agent, and other government officials. Stevenson Hyacinth is the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism. Hyacinth, in his welcome remarks, encouraged captain and crew to include Dominica in its itinerary more often.
Today's visit is just touching the iceberg. Your passengers may just have the opportunity to visit maybe at least 2 of our sites. So it means, therefore, that they have not seen the full spectrum of the essence of Dominica's beauty. We urge you to come back to the shore as often as possible. In fact, you recognize that you can make a trip every day of the year, because we have 365 rivers that you can go in and you'll get your fish in any form, boil, fry, or in whatever way you like it. You'll get it. You like every kind of fish. Well, Dominica Port is the port for you.
He says not only can Dominica boast of being authentic, but it can boast of having amicable people.
We regard ourselves as the most friendly and loving people in the world. So your passengers today are going to experience the warmth of our people. They're very quick to interact, and they're all going to also learn a new language. Some of them maybe come back on the boat and speak what we call our patois. this visit is really one for you to experience Dominica, and we know that your passengers are going to experience the warmth of our people and have a wonderful time.
Hyacinth also assured that Dominica welcomes passenger reviews while it works to exceed expectations. The ship's agent, Research Shipping, represented by Kira Thompson-Ed, also welcomed the captain and crew to Dominica.
Welcome, Captain and crew. Welcome to Dominica. It's a pleasure for HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, the ship's agent, to have you here, to have the increase in calls from the MSC fleet. It's always an honor to represent any cruise line that steps into Dominica's shores. It's, as Mr. Piper said, it's an increase in economic activity. It's also an increase in exposure to the wonderful island that we have. We're able to offer so many natural things that I do believe we offer up something you're not going to find in many of the other islands. And hearing you talk, I'm guessing that I'm correct. We just wanted to say welcome to the MSC and to invited guests who are here this morning.
Cynthia Talbot represented the Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, Benoit Badwell.
Let me officially welcome you from the Dominica Air and Seaports Authority to our shores at Woodbridge Bay Port. And we also want to thank you so very much for placing your confidence in Dominica to bring your ship to our shores. And we are looking forward to having you back for many, many more seasons to come. Not only one or two, but at least, you know, from May to November, we could have quite a bit of calls from the MSC. Thank you so much for coming. And once again, take some time, enjoy the beauty that we have to offer. You don't see many natural waterfalls and lakes and everything like we have in Dominica. Try to view and maybe touch the water in a couple of the rivers and enjoy all the beauty that we have to offer. Thank you once again and welcome.
Captain of the MV MSC Musica, Corrado Yacones, accepted the welcome with optimism that his ship will increase calls to the Nature Isle.
It's a big pleasure for us to meet you today here. And what you guys do say, that's the first time for me and for this ship in Dominica. And I hope to back here in the November, most probably. I will be the captain on the MSC orchestra for the next season. Unfortunately, we will come here only one time every 2 weeks. But it's just to start. I think that it will be okay. For sure, I will push the company to improve the call here because, as I said this morning, is a very nice place. Also, for my side, regarding the berth, regarding the maneuvering for the ship, I think that is very good. There is no difficult enough. So I think that next year we will come very, very happy.
As is customary, tokens were exchanged to memorialize the MV MSC Musica's first call to Dominica. With its perfect blend of tasteful design, elegant ambience, and sparkling entertainment venues, MV MSC Musica ensures exclusiveness and relaxation for its guests, including a theater, beauty spa, pool area, among other things. 191 ships are expected to call to Dominica during the 2014-2015 cruise season. You're watching National Focus. Stay with us.
Did you know the Caribbean Court of Justice is 2 courts in 1? The CCJ has 2 functions: an original jurisdiction, which deals with your right to move between CARICOM countries freely and your right to move your money and your business. This is the basis of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, and the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and an appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals from courts of those countries which decide to use it as their final court of appeal and no longer go to the Privy Council. All CARICOM member states who have signed the agreement establishing the CCJ are members of the CCJ.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Agriculture, with the support from regional and international organizations, have embarked on a program to revitalize the banana and plantain sectors. Last week, the first shipment of plantlets from France arrived in Dominica and were transplanted at the agricultural station in Portsmouth. Head of the Plant Protection and Quarantine Unit, Ryan Ansel, says this is phase 1 of an integrated program initiated by the Ministry of Agriculture.
The program is an integrated program. The ministry is not going to stop with 60,000 plants. We're going to continue the program where we can fully rehabilitate the banana. So that is just phase one. And part of the program is to have some pilot plots at the Casibros irrigation project and the Kerdisha. So the entire country will see a phase one, phase two, phase three rehabilitation of the banana and plantain subsector.
Anselm also explained to reporters why the Cavendish variety of banana plantlets was selected.
This is the variety that the Windfresh, the marketing company that markets Wind, Waterland banana, this is the variety that the UK will buy. Okay, what we have also done, we have worked with Kerdisha and brought in resistant varieties, the freer varieties that we will be giving to small subsistence farmers and backyard.
The purchase of the banana plantlets was facilitated by the European Union through its Banana Accompanying Measures program.
The Dominica Export-Import Agency Dexia is on a mission to increase dashing production and exports. Manager of Dexia's multi-purpose pack house, Bristol Lawrence, told GIS News last week that Dexia's current target is 200 acres.
Working with different farmers in different regions, particular emphasis is placed on maybe the Bells and the La Plaine, the Penville areas that are traditionally known to produce good dashing. So we're seeing how we can work with the farmers, and they would be contracted, as I mentioned, so that they can provide the pack houses with adequate dashing so that we can supply the markets, the various markets that we have. We're working with the exporters, the hucksters, and we are doing some direct shipping ourselves at Dexia.
Efforts are also being made to encourage increased production of plantains and hot peppers.
Our aim is to have 200 acres of dashing cultivated, 150 acres of plantain, and 26 acres of hot peppers. We have a schedule that we want to also stagger the production, that we don't create any glut in the market or any excess that we cannot get rid of. So we're planning to do like 16 acres of dashing monthly, 12 acres of plantains, and 2 acres of hot pepper. So far we are behind in some of our schedule, but with meetings and workshops and sessions like today, we always get renewed interest and new farmers signing up so that we can meet those targets. Dexia is also providing like 75% of the inputs for those programs. So in terms of the fertilizer needs, the chemicals, in terms of the pesticides and the weedicides, we provide this for the crops. For the hot peppers, we are providing the seedlings, and we are also providing and working with the other partners like the Ministry of Agriculture, Bureau of Standards, for the good agricultural practices and the trainings. So all the other partners like ICA, CADI, we are piggybacking on them so that we can train our farmers towards being certified, so they can provide certified produce for us.
So when you hoping to start?
We have already started. We have contracted farmers from
Lawrence explained the importance of pack houses in the export of agricultural produce.
One of the main reasons for having the pack houses is that sometimes, depend on the market that you're going to, they want to ensure that your produce is coming from a certified facility. And so it was important that the government put in place the necessary infrastructure so that we can meet the standards. Because if we just leave it up to the private sector, we may never get there. So the pack houses were built with funding from the EU, and we are now in the process of equipping those pack houses and employing the necessary staff so that we can have these pack houses operationalized. We had some funding from the CDF, which is the Caribbean Development Fund, for the purchase of the equipments, and we also getting support from the government of Dominica in terms of the staffing and some of the operational expenses for these pack houses.
Lawrence explained the importance of pack houses in the export of agricultural produce. And so, Kerdisha, so far in tonight's package, we have seen a lot of agriculture stories, and this goes to show that government is playing or keeping keen interest in the agriculture industry. First of all, we see the revitalization of the banana and plantain subsector, where the Ministry of Agriculture have brought in 20,000 plantlets into Dominica, to get that bigger target on the export market.
Right, and it's just the first step, because they have, another 20,000 to go, which will make 40,000 plantlets, and all this we see is just to promote more revitalization of the banana sector, as you said, and not just the banana sector of the agricultural industry, but they are also looking at other crops, the root crops such as dasheen, onions, potatoes, red peppers, to diversify farmers' interests, because that increase of produce will bring in more cash into the economy, because through export more foreign cash will come into Dominica and benefit the economy on a whole.
And it's not just diversification of these crops, but it's also to give farmers that push to take ownership of their crops, to produce for their families, for themselves, for the local market, and also to maybe even export, because this is all self-sufficiency, and in Dominica we would like to see our food import bill reduced, and we'd like to see farmers taking ownership of their food. And it speaks for greater health of society as well, because the produce is fresh and it's grown ourselves, it's better for our health.
And as you're saying about the produce being grown ourselves, we can also mention the abattoir, where we see that we are going to be manufacturing the local meats for our people, and it keeps the cash within Dominica, which is something that we really, really want. So kudos to the government for their initiative and their drive in that sector. In more news, 24 students from the All Saints University received their white coats on Saturday. The white coat ceremony marks the transition from the study of preclinical sciences to the clinical phase of the program. Addressing the ceremony on Saturday was the Honorable Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Peter Seja, who says All Saints University remains a partner in the ministry's efforts to ensure that every student succeeds.
We are confident, therefore, that at All Saints, with the support that you receive from the relevant authorities and, importantly, the government of Dominica, that you will provide instruction that prepares professionals to render support and service, to give a superior kind of service in a competitive work environment.
Dean at the university, Dr. Terence Marcel, says the students should feel honored to take part in the ceremony.
The white coat ceremony is very unique. There is the actual cloaking of the white coat. It's a hands-on experience that literally underscores the bonding between you, the students, and the members of faculty. The white coat is personally placed on the shoulders of each student by the professors who believe that you have the ability to continue the traditions of doctoring. That noble tradition you will continue because they believe in you. It's a gift of faith that they have in you and your ability to continue this practice and this noble profession.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Wash your hands. I am Adora Tuse, health educator from the Ministry of Health. Proper hand washing protects against the spread of many common illnesses and germs. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or you may use a hand sanitizer. Remember, clean hands save lives. Protect yourself.
A message from the Health Promotion of the Ministry of Health.
Kids see strangers every day, in stores, in the park, and in their neighborhoods. Most of these strangers are nice, normal people, but a few may not be. Parents can protect their children from dangerous strangers by teaching them about strangers and suspicious behavior, and by taking a few precautions of their own.
Teach children what kind of touching is appropriate and inappropriate. Show kids how to say no and get away fast if someone does or says something that makes them feel uncomfortable. And finally, teach children to always let a trusted grown-up know where they are going.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Desk, I'm Kerdisha Century.
And I'm Nisha Charles. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time on National Focus.